Youssef came from a family originally from Chad who were living in an apartment in a neighborhood in Jeddah. His father died of a heart attack, so Youssef decided to start working as a taxi driver to support his family after his father's death. Salem, however, was from Yemen and lived in an apartment across from Youssef's family. Salem was an unemployed young man. He used to wake up around 9 a.m. when the neighborhood was usually quiet. He would sit with the owner of the small grocery shop in the alley and talk with him for long periods, and over time they became close. One day the grocery shop owner asked him about their neighbors across the building. He told him that they had a daughter named Amina, around 19 years old, and that she was very beautiful. Salem felt uncomfortable hearing that and left, but he kept thinking about her. He went and knocked on their door, and Amina opened it. He told her that he was their neighbor and asked if they needed anything, but she got scared and quickly closed the door. Salem noticed that their TV was on, so he went up to the roof and disconnected the satellite dish cable. After a while, Amina came up to check what the problem was. At that moment, Salem appeared suddenly, stopped her, and tried to get closer to her. He told her that he liked her and wanted to marry her. Salem asked Amina if she had a mobile phone. Out of fear, she said no. He told her to come back to the roof the next day and that he would buy her a phone and a SIM card so they could talk. As soon as he left her, she ran back home. He fixed the satellite cable again and went down feeling happy and convinced that she would come. After that, he went to the market, bought a used phone and a SIM card, and returned home waiting for the next day. The next day, he woke up early and waited until her father and brothers left the house. He saw her brother Youssef, the taxi driver, leave as well. Salem went up to the roof and waited for Amina, but time passed and she did not come. So he repeated the same trick and disconnected the satellite cable again. After a while, Amina came up to the roof to check the problem. He told her that they had agreed to meet, and he showed her the phone and SIM card he had bought for her. Amina's financial situation was very difficult, and she had never owned a phone before, so the idea tempted her. Amina was happy with the phone and took it from Salem. He told her that they would keep talking and that this love would eventually end in marriage. Because she was young, she believed him, and they began talking constantly on the phone. She used to hide the phone in her room. Whenever her brother Youssef left the house, she would call Salem. Later, they started meeting in the mornings on the roof after their families left, sitting together for a while, talking and laughing. One day, Salem's mother suddenly woke up and didn't find him in the apartment. She heard laughter coming from the roof, so she went up and found him with a girl. She shouted at him and beat him, and Amina ran away. The mother didn't know that she was the neighbor's daughter. After that incident, she locked the roof door with an iron lock to prevent any scandal. Despite that, Salem and Amina continued talking on the phone. One day, Salem told the grocery shop owner everything. The shop owner told him that the roof wasn't the only option and pointed out an abandoned house in front of the building. He told him to ask Amina to meet him there in the morning since the place was empty and no one would notice them. Salem called Amina. She was afraid, but she agreed. They entered the abandoned house, sat together for a while, and then each went back home. No one noticed them. After that, they started doing the same thing every morning and felt confident that the place was safe. One day, the grocery shop owner saw Amina entering the abandoned house, and shortly after he saw Salem entering behind her. Suddenly, Youssef, Amina's brother, returned to the neighborhood. The grocery shop owner, who had problems with Youssef, called him over and told him that his sister was in the abandoned house with their neighbor Salem. Youssef became furious and didn't believe it at first, but he went to the apartment. When he entered, he couldn't find his sister. At that moment, he realized the story was true. In a fit of rage, he went into the kitchen, grabbed a large knife, and ran to the abandoned house. He quietly went up to the second floor and heard his sister laughing with Salem. When Youssef entered and saw them together, he completely lost control and attacked Salem, stabbing him with the knife. Youssef had been under intense psychological pressure after his father's death and the responsibility of supporting the family. When he saw his sister with Salem, he lost his temper entirely and released all his anger on him, stabbing him more than 48 times. The moment Amina saw her brother, she immediately ran out of the abandoned house. After Youssef finished, he began to realize what he had done and became very frightened. He quickly went downstairs, got into his car, and fled the neighborhood. The grocery shop owner had been watching from a distance. When he saw Amina run away and Yusef leave, he gathered the people of the neighborhood and told them that some people had entered the abandoned house with a girl and asked them to call the police. The police arrived quickly and went into the abandoned house. They found Salem dead on the floor, and the scene shocked all the residents of the neighborhood. The police began questioning Salem's family, Yusef's family, and the grocery shop owner. He told them that he saw Amina and Salem enter the house, then later saw Yusef go in as well, but he said he did not know what happened inside. He also said that Amina ran toward another neighborhood and that Yusef escaped in his car. At that point, the police understood that both Yusef and Amina had fled, each in a different direction. After witnessing the scene and her brother's escape, Amina went to her friend Huda, who was also from Chad, and stayed with her for a few days until things calmed down. About an hour later, the police came looking for Amina. Huda told her about it and warned her. When Amina tried to call Salem, his phone was switched off, which made her feel even more afraid. After stabbing Salem, Yusef fled to a man named Mohammed. Mohammed told him that staying there was not safe and that he should go to someone named Adham. At first, Adham helped him, but when he found out that Yusef was wanted for murder, he advised him to leave the country. He told him to go to Mecca, cause a disturbance at the Grand Mosque, and when the police arrest him, tell them that he is an illegal resident with no identification papers. Then, according to the plan, the authorities would deport him back to Chad. Meanwhile, the police received information that Amina was hiding at Huda's house. A security force moved to Huda's home, found Amina there, and both Huda and Amina were arrested. During the investigation, the police received very important information. After committing the crime, Yusef had hidden at the house of his relative Mohammed. A group of security officers then moved toward Mohammed's house. When the police searched the house, they discovered that there was no trace of Yusef, so Mohammed was arrested and taken in for questioning. During the investigation, Mohammed confessed and told them where Yusef had gone. He said that Yusef was hiding with his friend Adham. When the police went to Mecca to look for Adham and find Yusef, they discovered that Yusef had already been deported to Chad just minutes earlier. They quickly contacted airport police and managed to stop Yusef's plane 5 minutes before it took off. He was arrested, and during interrogation he confessed to the police that he had killed their neighbor Salem after seeing his sister Amina with him in an inappropriate situation. He said he could not control his anger and stabbed Salem. Yusef was sentenced to death by qisas, retribution. His sister Amina received 2 years in prison. Her friend Huda received 1 year in prison for obstructing the investigation. Mohammed and Adham each received 2 years in prison for attempting to mislead justice and help hide Yusef. Before the execution was carried out, Yusef's family tried to mediate with Salem's family. However, the Yemeni family insisted on their right to retribution. Later, a businessman sympathized with Yusef's family and paid 2 million Saudi riyals to Salem's family. They agreed to forgive the qisas, and as a result, Yusef was deported to Chad. After some time, Yusef managed to return to Saudi Arabia illegally through Sudan, Ethiopia, and Yemen. Later, he gathered his mother and sister, and they all left Saudi Arabia together. The entire tragedy began with one comment from the grocery shop owner, who stirred the situation and revealed Amina's relationship with Salem to Yusef. The story shows how a single word can lead to devastating consequences and destroy the lives of an entire family.